I'm Annette McCoy. You're watching Angel Heart Radio. And with me is Elaine Ann.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, sorry we had to postpone last week. We'd like to thank the gorgeous Queen Elizabeth and the powers that be here in Australia, because they gave us a holiday, and it just so happened that Elaine Ann and I had other things that we were pressed to do. And thanks to the calendar, there's an extra week in September. So here we are at the in the last week of the month. So wherever you are, thank you for joining us. As you possibly already know, Elaine Ann talks numerology. Elaine Ann has her own show on Angel Heart Radio, and then she very kindly joins me once a month as well.
Which I love doing.
Very good. We have lots of fun, and
We do.
That's what life's about. You know, is there fun in your life? How do you create it? I mentioned to another friend this morning, she messaged me through Messenger and said she's off interstate to sing next month, and she absolutely adores singing. And I said, yes, you create fun, and that's and through creating fun, we're bringing happiness not only to ourselves but to others. And that's what's I shouldn't say but, I don't need to say but, I can say and. So we're bringing joy, fun, laughter. Laughter is so important, and by bringing it to ourselves, we're also radiating that vibration for other people. So we can all make a positive difference. Hey, Elaine, and
that's true. That is so true. Just smiling at someone, you know, in the supermarket or driving along, you never know what their day's like. So just that little tiny bit sends ripples. And even when you see someone and you may be standing in a crowd and they're all talking, and you may think, wow, that lady looks beautiful. It's not that you just go and say, you look amazing today. And it just brings that person up a bit with the good confidence words too. There's not enough around at the moment, but we'll get there.
Well, and the thing is, it's so important. If we're feeling a little down ourselves, it's like, okay, so what can I do to recharge or to flip the switch, as gorgeous Rosemary Butterworth forever says, you know, change the channel. If we don't like what's on TV or the radio, we change the channel. You know, even these days with Spotify and whatever else, if we don't like a particular song, we just change it, move on. And
that's right.
We can do that with our own moods. And I know, look, it's much easier said than done. However, where there's a will, there's a way.
It certainly is. Sometimes we just need that little bit of change. Sometimes things get thrown at us and we think, why is this happening? But when we look at it, we find that it's meant to be and for us to see what's going on.
Indeed. I'm simply welcoming everybody through the chat. If you'd like to join us in the chat, please go over to Angel Heart Radio, because that's where you can say hello. And Elaine will delightfully give you a reading for this coming month. Is that right, Elaine?
October, yes. Yes.
Very good. And we're very nearly there.
We are. We're a smidge away.
And it's fascinating. This morning I had reason to speak to Janet Hickox, who will be on with me next week. And, of course, Janet lives in the state of Washington in the US. And very smartly, she said, now, Annette, do we have to consider the time? Because, as you know, Elaine, here in Victoria, we change to daylight saving. And, of course, the thing here in Australia is that some of the states don't, like Queensland, where Anaya is. However, my show, for me, stays at 10 a.m. However, for Janet, it means that instead of her being on at 5 p.m., on a Wednesday. She's now on a 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And then when they change back, it goes to 3 p.m. And I laughed. I said, it's taken us years to work it out, but we finally got it and know without.
Amazing, isn't it? How different states in Australia are still on different timeline.
Yes, like between Melbourne and WA, because they don't change, there's a 3-hour time difference, and that can make a huge difference.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, friends of mine, they owned up in the hills a crystal shop, and they're moving back to WA. So their timeline is so different, because when they're driving down and they're packing up and everything, it's like the time difference is just ridiculous, they said. So, and we're in the same state. We're in the same Australia. It's still two different timelines.
Well, it tells us, I mean, the usual time differences shows us how big Australia is, the landmass, the fact that we go across different timelines.
Yes. And apparently WA is so big, much bigger. You could fit 3 of Victoria's in there.
That's right. Yeah, it is huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
And so much of it is desert. Beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm going to miss them, but the change is good. Change is very good for them. Yes.
Well, that's a little bit of geography and whatever else.
And I'm not the one that knows geography. I can't even say the word.
Isn't it? We never know what we're going to be talking about.
No.
I'm glad the subject is numerology, everybody. And Julie Kiss, welcome upstate New York. Yes. Oh, my goodness. I am longing for the time when I can go back to New York. But another friend who's over there at the moment, she's living her dream, she said. And lovely, lovely place.
I've never been to New York, but I reckon it would be amazing.
And I do realise that Julie Kiss is upstate New York. So she's in the state of New York rather than where I'm talking about New York City, because I haven't really explored the state, but I've certainly explored New York City and absolutely adore it. So welcome, Julie. If you'd like to know what to expect in the coming month, please. We need your day and month, do we not?
That's it.
Very cool. And that goes for anybody else. Hop online now, because it's really interesting, Elaine, how the chat really gets moving and people are wanting a reading. So hop on early and you're guaranteed one, whereas if it's towards the end of the show, sometimes it's
a bit hard. And me being newbie at this, when I finished my show not Tuesday, gone fortnight ago, 2 weeks ago, there was someone that a young man that missed out on a quick reading, but I didn't see him on my page.
Right.
Because I'd already signed off, so I apologise for that.
Well, hopefully,
but I did send him information.
Tuning in now. All right, thank you, Julie. I understood the first one, the 26th of the 5th. Of course, Americans write their day and date differently to us. And it's easy to work it out when the day is more than 12.
Yeah.
I remember then.
So, Julie, you'll be in a number your personal. This is just for Julie. Her personal month is going to be a 2, even though we know it's the 10th month. Okay? Because you have a personal year number, you have a life number, and you have other numbers. But for now, you're in a 2, then a 3, then a 4. So 2's looking at relationships. It's pairing things up, wearing your heart on your sleeve, feeling more sensitive. If Julie is into the spiritual sense of things, she'll be more sensitive to energies. Then November, she'll be in a 3. Let your hair down and have fun. But be careful, because with 3s, we manifest things as we say them. And I know people look at me strange, but if you think less, you'll get less. But 3s are the communicators. So there may be things they need to speak up about, and that's for November. And the 4th means building. It's all about creating new things for yourself as well. She is a 10-1 year at the moment, so that means all brand new doors opening. Now with the 4, it's about work. She may feel an overload of work in December, but she'll get through it okay. Just stop worrying about things. Things will turn out.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because Julie has written, I have a second home in Florida, so worried about it. I take it that there must be storms and the such over there, because it is cyclone season.
Yeah, it is. There's a Ian, isn't it? Cyclone Ian or something over there at the moment. Or is that Miami?
I tune out. So thank you, Julie, for keeping me up. And Julie has thanked you, Elaine.
Oh, pleasure. So don't forget to let your hair down, Julie, and have fun.
All right. So, and no matter what concerns we have, it's really important that when they come to mind, that we do something to allay our fears. So it might be in Julie's case, to see her house surrounded in pink, whatever speaks to you, call in the angels, and we can extend it past ourselves as well, rather than going, I'd like my home to be safe. How about, we'd like this cyclone, tornado, whatever they call them, to blow out, suddenly change direction and go out to sea.
True. Yeah, I used to do that a lot, where I would radiate energy on the 4 corners of the land here. And just so it's protected.
Right.
So, yeah, and if anyone was worried about, or they wanted to sell their home, I'd send out love and I'd visualize on their home sold. And it's amazing how energy can go that far.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Julie's saying that in November she has a trip to Florida where she lets her hair down.
Go for it, Julie. So in December, if you're putting things together, like looking at changing things within the home, you need your comforts in December. But it's like you're sort of saying, okay, now I'm home, I need to look after my home, I need to be doing things. So it's more about your comforts as well, but you're making sure everything is secure. So Julie in December, after she lets her hair down.
Well, it's lovely to be able to let our hair down, isn't it?
That's a terminology I use all the time. When people say, I'm so stressed, I said, just breathe and let your hair down.
Well, Julie's going, yes, yes, yes. So, well done, Julie. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you,
Julie's
Julie.
a regular now.
Yeah, Julie's been on my show as well. So, yeah. I love the support and I appreciate it as well.
We are very fortunate, aren't we? Our growing Angel Heart Radio audience. I was sharing with you earlier in the week, Elaine, how God bless Facebook, and it had this amazing little memory popping up for me.
That's
From
right.
12 years ago, when Anaya first interviewed me, and it was after that interview that she offered me a show, which of course I've been doing ever since, and which is amazing. I mean, 12 years, wow, who would have thought?
That's fantastic.
But that actual post was so ignorant, because I said, I'm trying to find the post now. I'm on blog radio. Oh my goodness. Didn't even have that right. And I look at it now and think, my goodness me, how it's evolved, and what Anaya has been able to do in those 12 years is just phenomenal.
Amazing. Yeah. And I mean, being on Angel Heart Radio Facebook, I've learned a lot about people around me and people I speak to, or sort of speak to, on there. And I find that it's made me feel more confident in myself. And with your love and Anaya's love as well, it's really supported me. And there's things where I would have gone, no, I'm not doing it. Right. And I would have run, but I didn't. And I'm so appreciative. And, sometimes it's nice to tell people how much you appreciate them and that you've got gratitude. Like, people helping me out and things like that, like you and Anaya, it meant the world to me. So I do appreciate. And I appreciate everyone that comes online, because without their support, I wouldn't be able to do my numerology.
That's right. Yes. What would you? So, Julie, thank you. She's paying us compliments and showing her gratitude as well. And gratitude is so, so important. When we think about it, if something goes wrong, we're usually very quick to make contact and complain. And even if it's constructive, it's complaining. Do we take that opportunity to say thank you because something has worked out really well? I know when I've done it, people have been really surprised because they're so used. I feel for those telephonists and the receptionists who have to take the calls or read the emails. And the negative energy, it doesn't help this world at all. Whereas the positive energy, lifts that person's spirits, because they're picking up the phone or they're reading the email thinking, here comes another one. Complaint. And yet, no, they get this, thank you so much, da. And I think
goes a long way.
It does. Yeah.
I went, I was having lung things at the hospital last Thursday, and I said to the woman that was doing all the breathing tests with me and that was telling me how to breathe, and I said to her, I really appreciate you being here for me. And she said, what? I said, I appreciate you. And then when I went up to the counter thing, the reception, I said, thanks, ladies, for being here for me. And they go, what? They're not used to it. They're used to people being angry and everything. They do cop. Even my daughter's a barista, and she cops a fair amount of nastiness. And a few times she's had to walk off and she's in tears, and there's no need for it. There is just no need. Not everyone can be served at the same time. But I think that's in every job at the moment, where people are frustrated. They're not feeling that happiness. They're stressed about home life. They're stressed about petrol. They're stressed about everything. And if you can just change it around, not if you can, just smile at someone, as I said before. That's just a lot of happiness to their life. Yeah. I just love people.
Well, spread the kindness. Anaya's voicemail says, and like
Yes.
to thank you, and what can you do today to spread the kindness, to show the gratitude? Michelle Newton, the angel lady, is another one who comes to mind,
Yeah.
because she has, I know at one stage I got these letters from her, and she suggests that we post letters off. You don't sign them. Just send,
Yes.
a lovely thought to someone. The same
Yeah.
as leaving things on a doorstep. Just how lovely to come home and see some freshly picked flowers, or
Yeah. I
a
agree.
jar of jam, or a cake or something that people have taken the time. Sometimes if I buy in bulk, I'll have more than I need. It's wonderful to be able to spread that love.
That's right. I got up the other morning and my husband said, next door's left us a dozen eggs on the front because he's got chooks.
Right.
So, and that was really lovely. I thought that was really nice to think of us and to,
yes.
Yeah, I think one of the birds are called, the chickens are called Kiev and bok choy. And I cracked up. It says love from Kiev and bok choy. Yeah, so I think that was lovely for for Bert to do that for us.
Absolutely, yes, an abundance to be able to share. And I know, Elaine Ann, when I am given, say, a jar of jam, or if I come home with leftovers from my kids or something, I always put something in the container when I return it. So,
yes.
It might be a little treat, doesn't matter what it is, but rather than giving back an empty container, just something small to say,
something
thank
small
you.
is lovely. Yes. So,
and sometimes I like to have little treats in my bag as well, so that if somebody does something lovely, I can say, oh, thank you, whether it be a person maybe in a what am I calling the attendants in restaurants? What are they?
Waiters.
Thank you. The waiters, or the flight attendants, or and even look, the people who clean the toilets and make shopping centres tidy for us. I just think they go beyond the call, and so it's really nice to be able to say thank you. Even it doesn't have to be with a treat. It can simply be the words. I appreciate what you're doing.
Similar, because I used to be a cleaner at at Fountain Gate, which is a big shopping centre. And it was before it got too big, and I used to clean and everything. And there was some really lovely people out there. And the shop owners, people, they would say, I'd say, oh, good morning, or, as I always do, which is very annoying when people are grumpy. But I really did enjoy the job. And me being social like I am, it's just one of the jobs I just absolutely loved.
Right. Good. Yeah. Meeting with people. Julie is entering our conversation. Thank you, Julie. Julie worked at Amazon, at an Amazon warehouse for 2 months. Every day I went to work in great mood and tried to pass it to everyone I worked with. They all thought I was crazy. I love people.
Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world, hey, Julie? Yeah. And it's funny how each job that you do can lead to other things. Like when I was a pixie photo lady taking, I didn't take photos, but I was booking people in. And then that taught me to speak to strangers. So because you had to go up and speak to strangers. So that helped me with what I do now when I talk to strangers. So it's amazing how little things can add up in your little basket from your past and your knowledge and everything. So being on platform, working on platform and speaking out to the audience was another thing. I was terrified, but once I got it over and done with in a couple of times, it was great. I loved it. Once you get moving on it, like you singing,
Yes.
just amazing.
Well, I had reason yesterday afternoon. I was at a beautiful memorial service, and one of the speakers said she's very fortunate because she enjoys public speaking, whereas for some others, we take a deep breath and we do it because we want to honour the person. However, it can be an ordeal. So we're very fortunate when we enjoy what we're doing. And yes, and to be able to realise that, yes, we're living our passion. You know, for people to look at their work, for you, Elaine, to be able to say that you thoroughly enjoyed the job when you were cleaning in a shopping centre because of the opportunities it gave you. And sometimes we're completely unaware of what we're being trained to do.
That's right.
You know, when we look back over our life and go, so, you know, I did that way back then, and now I'm using those skills again. And it might be decades later. But
that's right. But it just comes up and you go, oh, now I know why the universe and the angels guided me this way.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just, I do love life and I love people. And that was one thing my mum taught me, you know, to be happy around people, not to be happy, but enjoy people and their company and listen and things like that. Yeah.
And I think too, when we listen to our language, when I hear people say, I can't wait for my holiday, and the holiday might be only a matter of weeks away, but I sort of think, but what about the time in between? You know, it's really important that we enjoy the present rather than wishing our life away. And if I hear people say, I'll be happy when the holidays come, well, what
You're
about...
not going to be happy till your holiday comes.
Yes, we're missing the moment when we can be happy.
That's right.
I like to say I'll be happier, maybe.
Yes.
However, you know, today is so important. You know, today, the present is a gift. And
that's right.
What are we doing with it?
That's right. I totally agree with that. I find some days where I think, do I have to get up? But it's not Elaine to lay in bed all day. I get up and I move, and I make myself move sometimes, and I have a good day, you know. And I know some people can't do that, and I totally understand that as well. But on Elaine's planet, there's no rest for the wicked here. Even on the Queen's birthday, I had to go and do something. Passing. So there's no rest for the wicked. But I just enjoy things. I enjoy my passion. Passion is people. Passion is my cards, my numerology, angel work, crystals. I just love it all. And to share it with someone.
Yes. It's interesting what you talk about bed, though, because yesterday morning I did indulge myself, and it was really lovely being able to lie there a bit longer because I had that freedom. And rather than getting up and attending to emails or whatever, I was able to do it from my bed. And that can be that, it's really fun. And to allow ourselves, rather than beating ourselves up, oh, I should be getting up. Well, no. I mean, obviously, there are some days where, like this time last week, I'd been to the airport at 4 a.m. to drop my kids off. And I was happy to do that because I see time as a number. And that's so right. If I have to be up at 3 a.m., well, that's fine. If I've got the luxury of lying in until 11, that's okay too.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah. If I say to my husband, oh, I've got to be at a certain place at 4:45, he'll go, what about the traffic? Say, I'll sing in the car. Just take my time and sing in the car. I don't stress about things like that. I just don't. What's the use? And then I'll be singing to the Beatles.
Beautiful. Hey, Maz Barnes. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, hi, Maz.
And she's agreeing with what we're saying.
Hi, Maz.
I wonder, Maz, would you like a reading for next month? Because I have inside information. I can pass your numbers on to Elaine, but I need your permission. And good on you for being in bed. I just think it's so lovely to be able to luxuriate in something. And Julie's saying that we're making her laugh. Great.
That's what we're here for.
Dear me.
Thank you, Julie.
Okay, now, Maz, you haven't really answered my question. Are you interested in a reading for next month? Life is to be enjoyed, and life is what we make it.
That's true saying.
Yes. Okay, Maz. Very good. Now, Maz's birthday is the 4th of the 7th. Elaine's just doing the calculation.
I'm writing away. So, for October, her personal month is a 9. So it's getting the headspace clear of things. It's also like a spring cleaning. So she's clearing out the old to welcome in the new. And then November, she'll be in brand new beginnings. So starting afresh, looking at things around her, being open to things, unlocking doors. And then December, she's wearing a heart on her sleeve. So the analytical mind will come in trying to solve problems. Say like, I know December is Christmas, but trying to solve problems before they get too big, where you overspend or something like that. But it's also choose the analytical mind, and it's looking at things around her. But it can also mean if she's in that spiritual sense where she works on herself, it's a good time to do that as well.
Well, Maz has given you immediate response. Spot on. Yes. That was before you got to December. So there you go.
So she's actually in a year 8. So 8 means taking control. It's business minded, it's money, it's talking about it's abundance year for her. So it's what she does with her money is a lesson. Okay.
Well, she's saying affirmative. I love all of these responses that mean yes.
Yes.
An overwhelming yes.
Yes. And see, with Maz, hi Maz, she's the 4th. So 4 means structure. It means I'm looking at things, the hard worker, and she may, if she is working, it's like she needs to understand it's okay to leave a minute early instead of 2 hours later. Because 4s are the best workers, and they worry that everything has to be in its way. She's got the 7 there, means knowledge. She's always, it could be administration, it could be anything like that, but it's authority figures. So the 7 is the born healer. So she may be looking at certain different modalities, massage or anything like that. But she will always build. She's very down to earth and very practical as well.
Well, Maz wishes that she could tell you how spot on you are.
Funny about that.
I love it. See the numbers. It's fascinating. So, Elaine, can you explain to us, because you're using the day and the month.
The day and the month, and then I work out 2022.
Yep.
Then I get their personal year number, which is an 8.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2022 is a 6. Yeah, universal 2022 is a 6.
Right.
So 6 and 7 is 13.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4. Oh, hang on. It's 21. Isn't it?
No. Isn't that 17?
17. That's right. So 17 becomes the 8. So she's mastering things this year. So she got the 1 and the 7, and she's working through that to get to the 8. So sometimes with the 7 in a birth date or a personal year, they put things on hold and self-sacrifice things. But the 1 is saying, open the doors. There's nothing to be afraid of. So I get the key and unlock it. And then you've got your 8. She's working to the 8. So the 8 is all about abundance. It's all about money. It's karmic as well. So people may be in her life for a minute, and then she'll know when she's ready to let go of people, because her body will tell her anyway, because she's got the 7 there for the month.
And so how do you work out, how do you bring it back to the 10th month and the 11th month?
Okay, so you add the personal year number to the month.
All right, so we're talking, that's the 7.
Yeah.
In October's case.
So in the 8th plus 10 is 9.
Right.
So you add that 1 and not the 0. So your 8 plus 1 is 9.
I've got it.
So that's how you get it.
Right. All right. And so that's when you're saying in Maz's case, she's completing things in November and starting anew then in November.
And then December.
Sorry. Yeah.
And then December she'll be working on relationships.
Right.
Looking at her heart, what's her passion, what does she love? The number 2 is female energy. The 1 is all about the male energy. So standing up, getting her inner strength in November. And see, November, there's 2 1s. So it could mean old stuff, old school stuff, old soul stuff she's looking at. And then you get your, sorry.
No, Maz is going, ooh la la.
So she's looking for a lovely relationship. It would be November, because it's all brand new. And see, with the 11th month, that's the legs. They're the 2 legs. They're standing their ground. They're walking through life. They're opening new doors for themselves. And then December, she's in that 2, means relationships.
Right. And she's going,
but if she's looking for someone, she's got to get out there, not expect them to fall in her lap.
Mm. Open the door.
Open the door, Maz. Yeah. So that's how I work it out.
Very good. Yes, the numbers always fascinate me. There's so much. She's going, oh, question mark, question mark, question mark. Ah, dear. Yes, the numbers, there's so much information, like the numbers tell us about our life. There's no mistakes about when we come in and into a lifetime. And
That's
astrology tells us the same, very similar.
Exactly. Yeah, it is similar.
Palm
I
reading.
wish I had learned that. I wish I'd learned astrology. But I feel with numbers, they're scientific as well.
Mm.
And I just feel, to me, even though I'm a Virgo and I'm a life number 3, I still need to know proof. I need proof at all times when I'm doing my readings and everything. And signs from spirit or angels or whatever that guide me to where I'm supposed to be. Maybe in a past lifetime, I may have done astrology and I don't have to do it this time around. I may have had to learn the numerology. That's what I think. On Elaine's planet, who knows? I can't prove it, but who knows? Let's throw our hands up. So, yeah, Maz, you're going to have a good time anyway.
Especially if you want to. It's up to us. We can, put the roller skates on or...
I said to someone last night, don't look at fear as scared. Look at it as the unexpected excitement of what's new to come. And she went, I've never, ever thought of that. I said, well, it's true. We use that word fear and it makes us, I'm scared. But if we look at it as unexpected excitement, that could be part of us that is excited and we don't know how to explain it within us. So if you can look at that like stepping out of your comfort zone and enjoying things.
And that's what Maz is saying. It's good just loving it and not knowing how or why. So embracing life and, what's going to happen today?
That's right.
Coming up
I agree.
Will be unexpected. I like to think of each day as magical. What magic is going to appear today? What magic can I create?
That's right. Well, we're creating now. Do you know?
That's called surrender. That's right, Miss Maz.
Surrender. I agree. That is surrender. It's like today where we're having a good laugh and a joke and having the numbers done. It's just making us happy. It's doing what we love doing.
Yes. How fortunate. I so look forward to my shows on a Thursday. It's and of course we're never really sure how far and wide we are spreading the fun and the love as well as the knowledge.
That's true. And with numerology, it's easy to learn. There is more in-depth into it, but just for quick little readings, it's fun. You can practice on your mates or your friends or whoever. And with numerology, once you get an understanding of the numbers, it helps you through your months as well. And you can work out the lucky months as well. So we'll do that next time. We'll do the lucky months.
Right.
Yeah. And
Maz wants to know, what are your thoughts on 17?
Well, 17, the 17 is to do with activating new health, looking after your well-being, stepping in and saying, well, I need a massage, or look at modalities to it's the justice system as well. The 17, I think it's a karmic number. So you're working through being there for others and not carrying things on your shoulders for others. Like, when you want to do something so bad, but someone else needs you to be a certain place. that is sacrificing your time to be with that person, if you can look at it like that. So it's more about you taking on, see, it's authority figure, it's the teacher, it's looking at being there for others. And when you talk to people with the 17, it helps them to realize that there's always a hand out there for them, like a nurturing side. They can be procrastinators with the 17, and they can, when they check something out, they check it from head to toe, underneath and all around and up the top, because they need to know exactly, because it's knowledge. They love their knowledge. So, and the 1 is more about standing in her strength. So you're working through the 1 and the 7, which becomes the 17th. All right. Does that make sense?
Well, and Maz is saying the 17th letter of the alphabet, ? She knows some bits. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well done. She's obviously dabbling in the facts of numerology.
So the 7 would be the 17th in the alphabet. My brain's just gone dead.
No, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
No such thing as a dead.
Hang on.
Tell us what it is, Maz. The 17th letter of the alphabet.
It's H, Q.
Is it 17?
No, the 17 becomes an 8. So under the influence of an 8,
yep.
All right, is, I wrote it down. It's H, Q, and Z comes under that, because you add the 2 numbers together.
Right.
So when you look at 17, right, you go 1 plus 7 is 8. But if you look at it singly, the 1 is A, J, S. And the 7 is G, P, Y. So with the alphabet number, all right, in numerology, you work it out as 1 to 9.
All right. So we don't necessarily talk about the 17th as such.
No. But what you can do is look up the number 17 and add up the 1 and 7, which becomes the 8, would be those, because there's 3. The only letter that has only 2, the number 9, is I and an R. All right. The rest from 1 to 9. So it goes like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Then it goes J, K, S, whatever. And then you get the little bits left over. But with the numerology, you don't look at it as a 17. Yeah.
Because Maz is saying she's talking about the Q movement. I don't understand that.
No, I don't. So it is Q, because it's the 17th letter.
Right.
All right. But when we're doing it in numerology, then we add it from 1 to 9. So under the 8, then you get your, what is it? HQZ.
Right. Maz is saying the conspiracy theorists. I'm a bit lost.
I know what she's talking about. Yeah, the Q. I know what she's talking about. Yeah, I've heard a whisper, but yeah, because when you're doing numerology, it's always 1 to 9.
Right. Well, thank you, Maz.
Thank you.
Because you were speaking about that last month, Elaine, and I had forgotten. Yes, 1 to 9 through the alphabet. So thank you.
Thank you, Maz. Yeah, with the 17, it is a karmic number. So what it's saying is you're back here, you're standing up for yourself, but you're being there to support others.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's at the bottom of the grid, which is the noughts and crosses. And then when it's at the bottom of the grid, it says it depends on how many sevens you have in your birthday. You can be too grounded.
Right.
And all right. So say like if you had 4 ones, that means you're grounded, you're stuck in the mud. But the 4 means I need to plan things. I can't move unless I know what's going on in front of me, instead of just throwing it to the wind and going for it.
Right.
All right. But they are still equals the 4 ones equals the 4, which means I want to build on things. I want the security, my foundations, my home, everything, my comforts, material stuff as well, with the 4 in it. So looking after yourself.
Right. See, I'm fascinated. You mentioned noughts and crosses, and
Yes.
Maz said kisses. You mentioned 4. There are 4 kisses. It's like, ooh.
Ooh. Thank you. So
Incredible. You two are so in tune.
yeah. It's amazing how lately I've done something and it's helped somebody else where they've like for last night, I brought some tea lights, the battery tea lights for candles.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's easier to carry around than actual candles and matches. And it's funny because the lady that runs the nights I do, she forgot all her tea lights.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's just amazing how everything's entwined. Like she goes, oh, I've forgotten the tea lights. I only need 4. I said, here you go. We can have candles, like battery ones though. So it's just amazing how things like that can coincide with each other.
Exactly. And Maz is saying that's how it works best, pure spirit. And so often, like just recently, I got the note, I had to put something in the car. And I thought, I don't know why, but I've learned to trust those. And then it's so good when I go, oh, yes.
Yeah, I know why. Yes.
I have got the opportunity to do this. Fantastic.
Yeah, I just love it when it works out like that. And it makes you smile because that's why.
Yeah,
that's why
absolutely.
Yeah. I have fun with it. And I know you do too.
Yep. Simply trusting. How many times have I been in a shop and looked at something and thought, I don't know why, however, I really do need to buy this. And I get the answer down the track. It's I love it. It's just the magic.
And it was funny because I was in the $2 and up shop, as we know we call them, and I thought, oh, I'll get these tea lights, and I'm thinking I don't really need them. I've got them at the market, and I left them in my hand, in my bag, in the bag I carry with all the bits and pieces and my little cards and everything. And it's just amazing how I went, oh, here you go.
Yeah, I love it. I call my handbag the Mary Poppins bag. It's invariably what I can bring out of that. And people go, what? It's just what's needed.
Yeah.
Maz is very grateful. You have made me smile. I needed it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Maz.
Thank you, Maz. And I wonder how many other people have chosen to watch us today, even for a snippet of time, and it has changed the day, their outlook.
Yes.
And that's what we love doing.
We do. And,
joy.
Yeah, we do. We enjoy everything we do.
Bringing the joy, bringing the love, bringing the fun and the laughter along with information.
That's right.
It's fabulous.
Fabulous. Sometimes I get overwhelmed. I was actually called a nuff. And I said, I love being a nuff. Thank you very much. Which, if that's the label they want to call me, that's fun. I had fun with it. Yeah.
That's right. It's how we see ourselves that is so important. And
That's
when
right.
we can laugh at us, honestly, Elaine Ann and audience, the times when I do something a little silly and, you know, and I can laugh about it instead of ranting and raving. It's like, oh my goodness, look what I've done.
It is funny. It is. You have a giggle to yourself, and sometimes you want to tell everyone how funny it was, but you think, oh no, I'll just keep it to myself this time.
No, I think it's really wonderful when we can laugh with ourselves.
Yeah.
I know I have gorgeous grandchildren, as you know, and the youngest one is becoming, at 18 months, sensitive. And even her mother the other day said, oh, darling, I'm not laughing at you. And I can remember it was my first granddaughter. I constantly said that because I realized that by laughing, they can get the idea that we're actually laughing at them. And yet, really, we're laughing with them. And it's so
that's true.
important. Yeah. Because
and especially with children of the 2000, the two means sensitivity, intuitiveness. So more feminine in the way they look at things, because it's the feminine number, or female number, but it's looking at females in general. It's feeling, it's sensing, it's understanding. Your intuition is spot on.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Maz has just said that I look more and more like Mary. My nickname for Maz is Mare because of Mary Poppins. I absolutely adore Mary Poppins. And so
I do too.
I think that is a total compliment. You have made my day, Maz. Bless you, bless you, bless you.
I've actually got a cardigan, Mary Poppins on it.
Really?
Yeah. And so I went out to my little shoppies and I found a lovely little black dress and I wear the Mary Poppins cardi with it because it's sort of a whitish colour. And I just love it. And people look, oh, this old lady's got Mary Poppins on. But I'm living my childhood again.
Yes, well, why not? The inner child is so important. And Maz is saying, nuff is good.
Yeah, nuff is good. I like it. I just love things.
Yes,
very much.
We're very fortunate to be alive, living this particular lifetime, I think, at this time in the world. Well, on that note, thank you so much to everybody who has joined us. I hope you've had as much fun as Elaine Ann and I have, and I hope you have learned a thing or two about numerology and about life. No, it's up to us. Is it going to be fun or is it going to be sad? And sad's good. It's important that no matter how we're feeling, we honour our feelings. And then it's up to us how long we stay in that particular paddock. And
that's right.
If you want to wallow, give yourself the opportunity to wallow. Put a time limit on it. Marnie Perner has a great idea, Elaine. She suggests that we make a time in our diary and give ourselves 5, 10, 15 minutes at a particular time to look at our worries. She suggests a worry jar, and you write out your worries and put them in the jar, and then you take that jar and look at the worries and spend time on them if you wish. But it's it's an appointment with yourself.
Yes.
And so we can compartmentalize that's not, I messed that word up, but compartmentalize.
No, I love it.
So rather than spending all day being concerned about something, write it in your diary. Make a date with yourself. Make a cuppa, and then be able to move on.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, enough philosophizing. I'm going to go out and continue with my lovely day, and I hope that you can do the same. Thank you, Elaine. It's been an absolute joy.
My pleasure. I love
always.
it. Yeah, I absolutely love being on here with you as well. It brings some sunshine into my life.
Indeed. All right. Thank you. And just before we go, everybody, it's really important that you remember these shows should never replace your legal, medical, nor professional advice, nor your own sound judgment. It has been our pleasure. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.